Everybody, welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Arc Raiders. It says, your bloodlust does have consequences in Arc Raiders. As a dev confirms, we do analyze behavior and match accordingly. There's like a, I don't even know what you call it, aggressive base matchmaking, I think is what you would call it, right? We're going to talk about, internet not convinced it should care about another PvP hero shooter. Collective eye rolling plunges big game awards finale reveal into YouTube dislike hole. So we're going to talk about High Guard. Okay. We're also going to talk and watch a video of the new Left 4 Dead game that has arrived. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando preview, hands-on preview from All Out Gaming. So we're going to watch this video, talk about it, give you my thoughts and opinions as we do with all the other stories that we have here. What's going on, chat? Hope everyone had a great weekend. We are here live Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We do appreciate you very much for showing up and hanging out with us in your mornings. Of course you did, Mo. Of course you did. We'll talk about all these topics as we do every single day, Monday through Thursday. I give you my thoughts and opinions on the articles that we read for the first time on stream. And then we get your thoughts and opinions from the live chat. We are live on Twitch as well. So if you would do all the things, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to become a member or whatever, all over there as well. What's going on, chat? Let me see who's all here. Let me scroll back up. What's going on, Mo? What's going on, Eclipse? Travis, good morning. Roic, good morning. Altern, good morning. Aku, Jason. Who am I missing? Scrolling down. Already got Roic. What's going on, Sarge? Robert Jones, what's going on? Ashraf, what's going on? Good morning. Jay Breezy, good morning. Looking. Ron Slusher, good morning. There it is. High Guard is my new Concord. Thank you, Game Awards. Yeah. Oh, does that mean the streak of Concord is going to be dead? No, of course not. It's definitely not going to be dead. So let's talk about that first, shall we? Let's talk about that first. We'll talk. Well, maybe we won't talk about just yet. But let me say, the Game Awards, I actually like the Game Awards as a production value. I thought they did a very good job. Keely, I think this is the best production value he's done with the Game Awards. Morning Wonder Rose. Okay. The beginning of the show was actually good. The start of the Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic came out, the trailer. Yeah, they didn't show gameplay and stuff, but it was unexpected to see a Star Wars game there. So I was surprised about that. There was a couple of trailers and stuff here and there that was good. Most of the stuff, though, I have to be honest, like they wasted our time saying 2027, because you know that might even get delayed. So they might not even come out in 2027. So I thought it was a little weird that a lot of the games, I want to say at least 6 to 10 games were like 2027 acknowledgement, which I just is weird. We had a good show. If you guys missed it, you can watch the show, repeat of the show, where Greg Owen, the Kingard, Fake Wizard, Sarge, and I all just watched the Game Awards. It was a good show overall. I like having those guys on. We're going to try to get other things going throughout the year in 2026. If it's maybe we're going to do, I said it on stream that night, late before we ended the stream. Maybe we'll do like a Star Wars Mando Grogu panel or whatever. We'll go watch the film and then get everyone's thoughts and opinions on that as well. So good times. Make sure you guys go check out their channels as well. All the links are in the description of that video on Thursday for GXG. We do have a GXG episode this week. This will be the last episode of the year for 2025. We'll be off the following week for Christmas, and then we'll be back on January 1st for the brand new year for 2026. All right. Let's see. Jason says, High Guard looked like trash. Altern says, as a reward show, it was shit. Just like 6 speeches from 20 something awards. Lame. Yeah, there wasn't very many awards given and spoke of on the actual thing. Clip says, if Star Wars came out at the end of High Guard at the beginning, it would have been better. You know, you're not wrong there, Clips. Like, I think if the finale was the Star Wars one, you might be right. It might be people be like, "Oh my god, what a great show!" But it was like a wet fart at the end. It's like, this is the last thing you're showing is High Guard. Okay. As it says, Mega Man awkward. It looks and play like 11, and it won't be out until 2027. Yeah, it's just weird to show stuff like that, right? Like, how am I supposed to get excited as a gamer when you show me something and we're like, oh my god, this looks so good, and they're like 2027. You're like, we don't even know when that Star Wars game comes out. You know what I mean? Come on, Jason. Let's see. I did try D4's new season, and the changes were really good. Between crafting and the monster changes, it felt fun. What are we? Are we 4 years into that game now? Is this year 3 or year 4? Or is it 3 going into 4? How many years has Diablo been out? Gotta look it up. Diablo 4 release date. 2023. So we're going into 3, right? We're going into the 3rd year. Man, it's taken them a while to get that thing going. I enjoyed the single player, or the story, I should say, not the single player, the story. The Altern says, and the only rewards given to Expedition 33 won them. So it felt like Expedition 33 awards, because they were the only ones allowed to talk. Very true. Very true. Why is my camera so freaking high? I got so much headroom above my head there. Let's see. The new D&D game looked cool. Yeah, Total War looked good as well. Travis says, make a masterpiece, sold a masterpiece. Jason says, I didn't even finish the D4 story. None of the loot was good, and it left a lot of the desire. Yeah, when the game came out, like I said, I enjoyed. I'll be honest, we were playing that game just to get the mount, because you had to go to like the end of Act 2 to get the mount or whatever, and then you kind of like finish the game off. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. Eclipse says, yeah, it's definitely the best new season of D4. It also took them a long time to get there. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. Go on, Drummond. What game were you excited for during the awards? I was excited for the Star Wars trailer, very first one. Wasn't expecting it. I'm still a Star Wars guy. You know what I mean? Regardless of what the industry is right now, I'm still a Star Wars guy. So that excited me. Total War with the 40K. That was good. And I'll be honest, right now as I sit here, I can't remember another game. Take that what you will. Like, I can't think of another game that I was excited for the Game Awards. I'm like thinking about it. I can't think of anything. Maybe it's COVID brain, or maybe it's just nothing really, really stuck out to me, you know? Squeaky Seed says, I like the jacket mechanic idea for the temperature on Cold Snap event. Maybe wearing the jacket slows movement or slow. You know, Squeaky, I did not, because on the weekends I'm a family guy. I do all the family stuff. So I haven't looked at the Cold Snap trailer. Maybe we'll watch that this morning as well. We speculated on what the Cold Snap event would be for Arc Raiders, but we haven't actually. I actually haven't seen it yet, so you'll get my first thoughts on when I read about it or watch it. Flip says, yeah, Total War made the Game Awards for me. Broic says, still like Path of Exile 2 better, though. They just came out with the Druid, right? That's out. That just came out recently. A couple days ago. Oh, Travis, right. The Galactic Racer, the pod racing game. El Dante says, I almost passed out. Justin Dove says, what is this high guard you speak of? Well, we'll get to it. Astra says, what if Star Wars was shown at the end with the gameplay near release date? It would have been awesome. Like, the idea of letting one more thing near the release would also have been a matter of, but if it was lame. It would have been better if they start. I mean, it was a strong start with the Star Wars one, but then the ending of High Guard was just bad. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Deadpool Marvel Rivals was well as a highlight for me. That's true. I forgot about that. They actually dropped like 2 characters, didn't they? Didn't they do Bloodstone as the next character after Deadpool as well? Just Enough says, I'm excited for Mega Man. And they also had a Switch 2 game that looked pretty interesting. Barry the Badger. It was interesting looking. I like the art style of it. Oh, you know what, Kylo? The Divinity trailer, let me tell you something. That was a brutal trailer. And the fact that they showed that so early on in the game, like that would have been the trailer to end with. But they were showing like gratuitous sex scene. I mean, obviously they were covering up some stuff, but the blood popping and the stuff, I was just like, holy Christ, what's happening right now? They showed that at like 8:20. It was early on in the show. Jay says the trailer was a great example of getting people interested in a game without showing gameplay. Yeah. We were like, what the hell is that? Also, so I think Jeff saying from the makers of Titanfall really killed the moment since, yeah, it was one of those moments, all terms like 16 times the details, like from the makers of Titanfall, you know, and you're like, oh my God, are they going to come out with Titanfall 3? And they're like, here's Highguard. And you're like, wah, wah. Yeah, it's like, holy Christ. Squeaky Seed says, Divinity trailer gave me nightmares. When we were on the show, I was like, it was embedded in my skull that night. I was like, oh my God. And I thought it was a good trailer. I was just like, why are they showing this trailer? I thought I was watching an HBO, like True Blood or Game of Thrones trailer for a second. I was like, my God, what's happening right now? All right. Speaking of trailers and other things, let's talk about the wet fart in the room, which was Highguard at the very end of the Game Awards show. Okay. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just have a conversation. We read stories, give you my thoughts and opinions for the very first time as we read the article on stream with you guys. And then I get your thoughts and opinions as well. Okay. The internet not convinced it should care about another PvP hero shooter. Collective eye roll plunges big Game Awards finale reveal into a YouTube dislike hole. Okay. Jeff Keighley went hard on the hype for Highguard, but it wasn't very convincing. Okay. I mean, you can go watch the video. I said, I'm out on the they had me. I was out because of the hairstyle of the first character they showed. Okay. The Game Awards ended on an odd note last night, which is a couple days ago. Okay. Instead of a big exclamation point of one more thing, the profits returned to Gabe Newell, striding onto the center stage with three fingers held high. Host Jeff Keighley closed the show with a reveal of a brand new game from an unknown studio, a PvP raid shooter called Highguard. Okay. Which isn't to say that Highguard wasn't hyped up in Infinite before the trailer dropped. After a stage-spanning flight across the stormy seas, a rocky shores, Keighley did what he does and puts the pedal to the metal with both feet. He says, quote, sometimes our last reveal at the Game Awards is a teaser for something years and years away, but not tonight, Keighley pronounced, a dramatic purpose. He says, our final reward premiere comes from 61 members of a team that built Apex Legends and Titanfall. 4 years ago, the principals founded a new independent studio with the hopes of pushing the shooter genre forward with a new original game. They've done the complete series of which would also even be more amazing because the game is very deep into development. Okay. This is the power of independent, self-published studios to push the medium forward is growing, and I think the positive theme in our industry. And so tonight, you're not only going to get the announcement of a game, but also your first look of gameplay. I've played it after to see the trailer. I think you're going to want to as well. Welcome to Highguard. And we watched the Highguard trailer. And we're like, I'm not even going to show it to you because I like you guys. I don't want to show you the trailer again because I was like, holy Christ, it's a long trailer. And it was so underwhelming. Okay. It was a big sell. Okay. And it was Wild Light's team does indeed come to the table with some notable work under its belt, including design, art, programming credits of games including Titanfall, Apex Legends, and various Call of Duty games amongst various others. But the trailer itself, for me, it was one of the least impressive reveals of the night. Nothing about the stands out for me. The horde of other team-based PvP shooters currently at hand. The Ghost The ghost horse thing was passingly cool, but also be honest, it's just a Destiny Sparrow with legs. Okay. The High Guard character themselves, meanwhile, look like they also have the personality of a space heater. The dialogue, "Your light belongs to me, and I'm the coming storm," leaves me with nothing but a deep desire of reacting the famous Seinfeld leaving gift. Okay. It's not that High Guard looks bad. Okay. Really. It just looks extremely so what? Okay. And it's not just the trailer. The Steam page is equivalently devoid of anything that might also make me care. Here's a description of High Guard. Okay. It says, from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall comes High Guard, a PvP raid shooter where players will ride, fight, and raid as wardens. Okay. Arcane gunslingers sent to fight the control of mythic content, battle rival warden crews for possession of the shield breaker, and then break into the destroy the enemy base on secure territory in an all-new breed of shooter. Here's a bad sign. Again, just my opinion, okay? When you come out with a game, I don't care what you did last, okay? What have you done for me lately, okay? That's a lot of things, okay? When you want this game to stand out, you don't bring the other games that you worked on as the selling point for this game. I get it. People look at it and go, well, yeah, they made Titanfall. They made Apex Legends. Okay. Well, Titanfall, as well received as it was, which it wasn't well received, it was well received afterwards because it's a good game. It really is a good game. One of people's favorite stories, Titanfall 2, right? But they underperformed, right? They underperformed. If that's because of EA, where they put it or whatever, just not a lot of people went to go play Titanfall until after the fact. It was almost like a cult classic. It's like one of those old 80, 90 movies where the game was actually more popular after it came out months and months later than it was when it came out itself. Because if it was successful, then they would be making a Titanfall 3. You know what I'm saying? From the creators of Apex Legends, you're like, okay, great. Oh, free to play, microtransactions, right? Titanfall, gunplay. You're like, okay, cool, right? Comes a High Guard of a PvP raid shooter. And you're like, oh boy, here's a hero shooter, and we're kind of done, right? It just looks kind of generic. It almost would be better, okay? It would almost be better if this game was a co-op PvE type of game than it was a hero shooter, okay? It says, I'm not committed to shooter guy, okay? Like some other PC gamer pals, but I do shoot guys now and then. I was a big Action Quake 2 player back in the day. Now, this is the guy speaking, not myself. Okay, I was a Quake guy back in the day. And more recently, I had a very enjoyable run with Arc Raiders. And I see absolutely nothing here that makes me think I should play this game. That's exactly right. Like, if I'm going to play this game, right, let's say I enjoy hero shooters, right, which I do. I'm playing Marvels, okay? If I like Marvel Rivals, what is this going to do that Marvel Rivals... How is this game going to pull me from Marvel Rivals? How is this game going to pull me from Overwatch? How is this game going to pull me from another hero shooter that you guys like? How is this game going to stop Ron Slusher from playing Concord, the hacked version? Why is he going to stop? Why is Ron going to stop playing Concord and come over to here? You know what I'm saying? It says the most interesting thing about this is that someone decided that this trailer would be a good way to close out the biggest video game hype show of the year. Okay? I think that's... I think this game set itself up to fail. You don't put this game at the end of a Game Award show. You put this somewhere else in the Game Award show. The end of the Game Award show, okay, is Elder Scrolls 6, Grand Theft Auto, Beyond Good and Evil 2, right? Fable, right? There's a lot of things that you can put at the end of the Game Award show, and this is not one of them, right? This is not one of them. It says, maybe being harsh, but I'm not the only one who thinks this. The announcement trailer on High Guard YouTube channel has 2,400 dislikes compared to over 500 likes. The ratio is even worse on the Game Awards channel comments, and also social media equivalent dismal. Sorry. Comparisons of the catastrophic Concord bound, which isn't a great sign, and more alarming is the widespread surprise that this wasn't a fake out. High Guard really was a big finisher at the Game Awards. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but that's pretty funny that people thought it was like a fake out. They're like, what is this? Right? Here's the appeal. It said, High Guard looks like a game that started development when hero shooters were the hottest thing around. Okay? Introducing our new digital mech fantasy Overwatch team-based Frustrated High Guard. Okay. High Guard gives me Concord vibes of I think this game won't last a month. It would last longer than Concord if it did only last a month. Some of the reactions is no doubt born from the sense of letdown, not just amongst the Half-Life fans whose hopes were once again dashed the rocks of reality with the predictability of a sunrise. When Wildlight was announced in 2022, a number of diehard Titanfall fans allowed themselves hope that some sort of spiritual successor, all right? Because the only thing that is less likely in EA making Titanfall 3 is EA letting someone else have Titanfall 3, okay? That was in the making. Instead of, well, there is a hero shooter that is a one blue sky user put it, looks like a fake video game you see in a movie. Oh my God. That is so true. It does. It looks like a fake video game that would be in a movie, like in a movie theater or like inside a movie. Like they're playing like Grandma's Boy or something like that. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it looks like. High Guard may be fine. It might even be good. It's certainly possible for a new PvP hero shooter to break into success. Marvel Rivals is proof of that. Stop it. To compare the two, now obviously I get it. There's Marvel games that failed. Marvel Avengers, we talk about this all the time. Okay. Marvel's Midnight Sun kind of failed, even though it's a good game. Marvel Rivals also has 80 years of people reading comics and cartoons and movies, right? Like the Marvel brand should not be compared to High Guard in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if they're taking Marvel Rivals and say, well, Marvel Rivals is proof of the hero shooter can come out and make it. Yeah, Marvel Rivals is making it because the characters actually, people know what the hell it is. This is a brand new IP that doesn't look interesting at all. Okay? Even if Marvel Rivals wasn't interesting and people don't like it, don't get me wrong, there's people that don't like it. The characters themselves are beloved. If that's the only thing it has going for it, sorry, High Guard has nothing, no qualities to it because it has to prove itself. Okay? But nothing about High Guard sets it apart from the crowd. And frankly, and especially coming amidst of so many big announcements at the year's show, like Divinity, okay, Fates of the Old Republic, Autos, Control, the next Control, Total Warhammer 40K. I don't think landing closing announcement spot did any favors, right? Because like this closing spot, the one more thing, okay, is for a big game. And I don't think this game is what it is. Let's fast forward like 5 years from now. Let's say High Guard does really well. And then all of a sudden, 5 years from now, they announce High Guard 2, and everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe. Like, that's a completely different story. But we're not in that. We're not in that alternate universe right now, right? We're in this universe. And this game is not exciting to anybody. Nobody's like, oh my God, this is the game I was asking for. Okay. So what do you guys think, right? Obviously, we can make the jokes and say Dead on Arrival, right? Is this game going to be the next Concord? I think this game comes out, and I think people forget about it as fast. I can't even remember the other game. There was another game that came out, and I'm going to describe it to you guys, and maybe you guys remember what it is. It was a PvP game. I want to say Payload or Payout or something like that. It came out of beta. It went back into beta. And then it just closed down. What game was that? It was a PvP game. It wasn't a hero shooter, but it was a PvP game, right? It came out, they put it back into beta, and then it just closed down. What game was that? That's what this reminds me of. It's just like, you put this out, you've already set the bar high. Hell, fucking Splitgate 2 did this to themselves last year, right? Or I should say this year. Right? They made it hyped up. Sounds like Multiverses. No, it's not Multiverses. It was a PvP game that came out. No, it wasn't Lawbreakers. I forget what it was. But it came out, went back in, and then it never saw the light of day. It closed down. Anyway, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think about High Guard? Do you think High Guard could come out and be a hit? Do you think it will be a hit? Or do you think it is dead on arrival? Let me know in the live chat. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what you guys are saying about this. Let's scroll back up. What's going on, Krabby? Itard. Got to play Marathon. That is all. It says, so I got to play Marathon. That is all. Is that is all because you signed an NDA and you can't say anything, or that is all? Ron says, High Guard, Marathon, and Fair Games. That what it was? No, Fair Games wasn't it. Fair Games wasn't it. We're eating good next year. Oh, I know this 130. It's looking worse than Concord. They paid for the late minute ad. Yeah, but it's just so bad. Abby says, but it has horses. It has horses. It looks just as bad, but not worse. Just as bad as Concord. The game from Grandma's Boy looked better. Facts. Facts, Squeaky. High Guard looks bad, but Concord character design are some of the worst of all time. That's very true. Like the character design of High Guard. Here, you know what? I'm sorry, I'll do this to you. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it, but we're gonna put it on mute because we don't need to hear. Right? We'll just have this playing in the background. It just looks generic. It's insert generic shooter here. Okay? The character designs, right? You could have told me this was a DLC to Borderlands. I would have been like, oh, okay, cool. Right? It just doesn't do anything for me. Again, if this was a co-op game and not a PvP shooter, hero shooter, it would be different, right? I mean, that's what it looks like right here. It looks like it was supposed to be some sort of, like you're fighting NPCs, but no, you're fighting against the other team. Star says, be careful, guys. We might hurt the feelings of the devs that decided to copy and paste and get yet another chasing hero shooter. Roadkill, what's going on, man? What's going on? F my back. Unbelievably. What happened to your back, man? What happened? I messed up my my left leg this morning, just standing up out of bed. High Guard Marathon will be battling for the Concord Championship belt. In this corner, we have the undefeated Concord champion. And in this corner, yep, that's it. Marathon and High Guard. Who will win the Concord Championship belt? High Guard art, millennial imposter syndrome. Artists trying to be modern with their example of fans really like Rivals with the art would also be meh as well. Very true, Mr. Z. If the art for Rivals was like this, I think you're correct, right? I think you're correct. It wouldn't, but the art style of Marvel Rivals is what's the winning, like that's the winning recipe for them, right? People are interested in that game because of the art style. Now, obviously, not everyone likes the art style, but I believe that's what it is. Yes, Eclipse. It was like a heist game or something like that. I forget what it was called. Was it called Heist? Was it Heist? Robert Jones says, "Can we watch the High Guard trailer?" We just did. Yeah. I know. I'm catching up. There was a PvP game, a PvP with powers and magic ability mechanics that was like teams of 3. Looked decent. Flop on Xbox. That was spell something, wasn't it? Spellcast? Spell. I forget what that was called. It was actually a fun game, but it was like another BR. Jay Breezy says, I remember 30, Crucible. That's it. It was the Crucible. That's what it was called. It was called the Crucible. That's it. Right? It came and left as fast as it was announced. It was Crucible. We got 5 points. Jay Breezy gets the reward. 5 points for Jay Breezy. For House Breezy, he gets 5 points. That's it. We worked it out as a team. Breezy thought about it. He gets the points. He moves on to the next round. Good volleyball match. I hit it up there, and he was like, Crucible. That's what it was. Just Enough says, High Guard is free. I would try it. Looks okay. I think it is a free-to-play game, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's a free-to-play game. Yes, Amazon was making Crucible. Titans, what's going on, Titans? Says live service graveyard grows. Yes, we'll have what's it called? Vagoda. We'll have Vagoda. Put another one in the graveyard. All right. So we go from that to, let's watch this video here of the Toxic Commando. Here's a bad sign as well. Okay. The Toxic Commando. Okay. Now we have this video we're watching from the YouTuber All Out Gaming. Okay. All Out Gaming has a video of Toxic Commando. Got 17,700 subscribers. Go link in the description down below. If you like his content, go over there, check it out. Okay. We're going to watch his video on the John Carpenter Toxic Commando. Now, in his video, he has it titled, The New Left 4 Dead Has Arrived. Here's the thing. In my opinion, don't label a game off another game, right? Obviously, Exodus, when we saw Exodus, we're like, it looks like Mass Effect. Even The Expanse, we're like, looks really like Mass Effect, okay? When you look and say this game is the next Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead came out, it wasn't the next whatever. It came out and people were like, holy shit, this was a good game. Make a game, sell a game. When you have to take this game and compare it to the other game and go, remember that feeling you had with Left 4 Dead? The last game to do this was Back 4 Blood. And those were the people that literally made Left 4 Dead. Okay, I don't know if the exact people, but it was the same company. Okay. Now, I don't know if Toxic Commando is going to be the next Left 4 Dead. Okay. But please don't set yourself up for failure because you're comparing yourself to one of the greatest co-op games out there, which is Left 4 Dead, which we played back on Halloween with Sarge. If you guys missed that episode, go over to 30 and Still Gaming. You can watch that. Okay. So let's watch this. Let's watch what All Out Gaming has to say about this. Let me raise the volume up over here. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. So here you go. Toxic Commando. It's about an 8-minute video.
If you've had a hunger for an old school brand of co-op zombie shooter, Saber Interactive's take is doing a lot to make the act of gunning down hordes of enemies fun again.
Come on, PS5.
Ever since the advent of first-person shooters, there's also...
Hold on a second. I don't know why we're at this. We'll go.
Been first-person shooters that sole purpose is to let you repeatedly gun down wave after wave of flesh-eating zombie hordes. For whatever reason, it's a cathartic mixture that never ceases to be fun, which, when doing so alongside friends, is only amped up further
Is it the same guys that did Left 4 Dead? Same publisher and devs, Jay Breezy?
to 11, thanks to the make-or-break nature and natural freneticism that comes from trying to survive as a team. Left 4 Dead did it, Call of Duty has continued to do it,
okay.
And now I'm convinced it's the time of a newcomer to
Space Marines 2, gotcha.
Unique brand of gore-fueled magic, and its name is John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Having now played 3 levels across 2 hours of a recent preview build, I can comfortably say that this is the most fun I've had with a zombie shooter in years.
Don't get me wrong. I think this game is a fantastic game for the weekend. I could be 100% wrong for longer than that, right? Like, it could be an awesome game long term. But it's like, don't compare this to another game that did everything so well. Because Back 4 Blood had good bones, but they convoluted the whole fucking thing. Okay? They convoluted the whole thing. They made something that was just simple and fun. Like right now, you can go back and play Left 4 Dead. And it's simple. You pick up a pistol, it's a pistol. You pick up a shotgun, it's a shotgun. There's no cards. There's no XP. There's no skill tree. It's point A, point B, massive mobs coming after you. You have to survive. very simplistic, right? Back for Blood made it very convoluted. Okay, very convoluted. Of, oh well, you only walk this fast, and if you get this card because you leveled up, you get to do like point A to point B mobs. That's what we want.
At least since the days that Valve's undead multiplayer classic reigns supreme.
When we work together, we can destroy any gross-ass thing.
Part of what makes this relatively simple and largely familiar setup work so well in Toxic Commando is the game's overall carefree vibe and campy B-movie tone, casting you and
good sign. It's a good sign.
up to 3 friends as the titular squad charged with putting an end to a giant sludge god forever transforming people into zombies and monsters in order to remedy their own infection. You do so through a careful balance of plundering resources, taking on optional challenges throughout the map, and gaining bigger and better methods of keeping the never-ending gloopy enemy force.
What's happening right now? Is YouTube taking a shit? Is it taking a shit?
Forces at bay. Of course, this last element is a trick that developer Saber Interactive knows a thing or two about already, having previously portrayed hundreds of foes on screen in both World War Z and more recently Warhammer Space Marine 2. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando is a lot less elegant than either of those two games by design, but the appeal here is much the same in that let's just go wild sort of way. The first mission I played in my preview was simply titled The Drop and was a great introduction to this mindset, serving as a short but sweet tutorial that taught me all the slaughter related basics. After being ambushed in an underground tunnel by the sludge god's overwhelming forces, me and the team were forced to fix our vehicle, drive it into an elevator, activate the necessary breaker circuit.
Yeah, we're having issues. It happens every day at 10:40. The last 2 weeks, now 3 weeks, as my voice cracks at 47 years old. The last 3 weeks at 10:40, 10:36 to 10:40 is when it happens.
Before making one final stand against the hordes by activating traps, investing in better firearms, and good old-fashioned bullet spraying. This might sound rather standard as far as team-based zombie shooters go, but core to it all is the promising flexibility.
Here it is, right? So don't get me wrong, I like video games with classes. I like video games where you're leveling up stuff, but sometimes I just want to have just simplistic fun. You know what I mean? And again, this could be great. We're watching a video. I don't know much about Toxic Commando. I'm giving you my first reactions as we watch what it is. Okay. We have the strike, the medic, the operator, and the defender. And each one of these, right, levels 1 through 40, you're leveling up. So let me see. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So there's 34 skill points that you can do. We don't know if you can get all the skill points. Okay. I don't know if it goes up past the point that it is. Right, so you have 40 levels. And here's what I don't like. Okay. Where in Left 4 Dead, let's say you picked up a pistol and it had, I don't know, 20 rounds. Okay. And then all of a sudden you picked up the dual pistols and then you could have double the ammo. Very simplistic. Here it's like you have to spell a skill point to get, you go from 20 rounds to 25 rounds, and then you can run 5% faster now, right? Like, it's like this type of stuff. I don't like this because what happens is from the ground level, you're holding back players. So let's say my movement speed was 100% in Left 4 Dead. Okay. That's the speed I have, right? Can't run faster, can't sprint. It's just what it is. Now they diminish it back to 50%. And they're like, oh, you got to spend a skill point when you're 15 levels in to get to this skill tree here. If you go up this route to get over here, and you can maybe move faster. I'm not sure which one that is, but right now you can move 10% faster or 20% faster. And it's like, why do I have to spend 15 points or level up 15 levels to then make myself faster at that point? This is what I dislike about stuff like this. They convolute it. They make it more difficult than it needs to be. To me, this sucks out the fun of a game like this. A game like this is I want to drop in and just play the game.
found in Toxic Commando's 4 classes, the unique objectives present on each map, and just how key vehicles are to the whole affair. Rather than simply sprint from one side of the map to the other to enter a safe room, for instance, Saber Interactive has done an excellent job encouraging you to engage in side tasks that...
Like, I don't know if this is a skill, by the way, but like, I'm going to rewind here, okay? Let's say he's got a gas tank, and I'm not saying that it's in the game, but let's say I can't unlock this gas tank, right, until I'm level like 25. It's like, why? I can't pick up a gas tank? You know, again, I'm not saying that's what this game is doing. I'm just giving you an example of what they would do in other games. Would be like, oh, you know, it'd be really fun if it's very powerful, but you're not allowed to use a gas tank until you unlock the skill. You know, I hate that.
Interactive has done an excellent job encouraging you to engage in side tasks that won't have you rushing from beginning to end in a blitz. Most of the time, this involves taking a detour to find precious spare parts.
Oh, God. I'm going to let him finish, but what are the spare parts used for? What is it? What is the spare parts for?
Needed to power the traps that are essential to completing each map's climactic final set piece. That said, when it also comes to finding better gear, health, and resources that let you upgrade and customize your preferred weapons back at base in between rounds, Toxic Commando makes it so it's always worth venturing off the beaten track. Speaking of which, as
I would be okay. Let me rewind here. Now, I'm not sure what they do here. Again, I'm just giving an example from what we're watching here. I'm okay if you find a weapon, and as you play, maybe the, you know, the HAMR-17 and the HW-416 are like early game, like you find them in the world. Maybe they're all in the world and you just don't know where they are. As you find them and as you level up, then they actually start to unlock different things, which it looks like here. But I hope it's not of, I can't find this weapon until I'm level 15. Do you know what I'm saying? What's going on, Sweat Dog? Right? Like the pack 15, like if I can just find that in the world because I'm exploring the world and find it, cool. But if I can't unlock this gun until I'm level 15, why? You see what I'm saying, chat? There's a difference between I can find it, let me explore the world, and all of a sudden I find the gun in the world and all of a sudden now I can use it. Or I can't find this gun until I'm a certain level and then do it. Again, I don't know if this is how they're doing it, but it would suck if they are.
Customize your preferred weapons back at base in between rounds, Toxic Commando makes it so it's always worth venturing off the beaten track. Speaking of which, as mentioned, vehicles serve as one of the biggest differences between Toxic Commando and most zombie shooters that have come before it. Because while you might start off in just a run-of-the-mill car or pickup truck, all-terrain vehicles...
I have to say, visually it looks like a good game. Visually, I like the style. I like the way it looks.
Like the HMV Maverick are essential to completing your goals.
It's definitely a brain-dead shoot-'em-up.
Because it comes packed with a wench, useful for tearing off boots of cars, key areas, and pulling...
I can see us playing this game, by the way.
...pulling you out from some particularly deep...
Now, do I play it for 5 hours or do I play it for 50 hours?
Mud. Just as much as World War Z and Space Marine 2 are an influence on Toxic Commando then, so is Saber Interactive's own Mud Runner and Expedition games, albeit in a fashion that's far less restrictive. As if specialist zombie types such as the explosive nuker or projectile throwing...
Now, if you give me a map like they gave inside of SnowRunners, but with shooting and now zombies, you've piqued my interest. I don't know if they're that size.
Stalker didn't keep the pressure on. The game also makes it so you must battle your environment too in this way. It's admittedly a lot of elements working against you, hence why it's so important to work together as a consistent team of 4. As for the classes, I didn't have a lot of opportunity to really dive into the skill trees of each, but having said that, the starting...
Okay, hold on. It literally says right here, this is what I don't like. I don't like the RPG element of this. Reload speed 2. Weapon reload speed increased by 20%, a 30% total. Reach class level 5 to unlock this skill. I hate that. Just let me... Right? Like, what am I getting? More practice because now I'm reloading and I can do faster? It's like, come on, guys.
Didn't have a lot of opportunity
The strike shoots explosive fireballs, damage all enemies in the blast radius. Just make a simplistic game. Don't overbloat it.
To really dive into the skill trees of each, but having said that, the starting skills all
Sweat Dog says, still Burt hurt with back for blood, so I played Back for Blood and they made it convoluted, Sweat. And this looks like they're making it bloated as well.
already do a lot to separate all team members from one another. I spent most of my time in the preview build playing as the Shrike, a damage focused class that can cast out giant balls of electricity to help give the entire group some space when needed. The medic and defender then work pretty much as expected, dispatching health and shield bubbles as necessary in lovely defensive fashion. The operator, meanwhile, adds an appreciated amount of spice, since in addition to being a support class, it also has the ability to command a flying drone, which if used correctly, does well to zap and blast enemies from afar. Leveling each class
Progression, level 4, the Strike. What is all this? Badges.
up appears to happen at a pretty well to
Hold on 1
zap
second.
and blast enemies from afar. Leveling each class up appears to happen at a pretty decent rate too, from what I could tell, and the skill tree's sprawling nature is already giving me confidence that it'll keep players busy for a long old while, especially given that Toxic Commando features multiple difficulty levels.
That's fine. The difficulty levels are fine.
Long old while, especially given that Toxic Commando features multiple difficulty levels with multiple rewards to claim. If there's one criticism I have of Toxic Commando following my few hours playing it so far, it's the complete absence of a slide function. You can run, crouch, jump, and clamber just fine, but there were
Which is kind of weird because now when you play any shooter game, slide mechanic is one of those things, right?
plenty of instances where the ability to slide through and over the guts of my enemies would have been appreciated in order to exit a few close scrapes. This method of movement has swiftly become a staple of most other FPS games in recent years, so it's odd that Saber Interactive hasn't added it here. Other than this slight gripe though, I'm eager to see the ways that all the game's maps continue to evolve and shape as objectives grow to become more ambitious. A PvE game of this nature lives or dies on its ability to keep the community engaged after all. So here's hoping that Saber Interactive can provide it with a similar treatment to what it did with Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Yo, Lady Badass! They're all double dead.
Just when I thought I'd seen and done it all in zombie shooters, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando's B-movie attitude, interesting objective design, and tight gunplay seem to be
The design of the missions and stuff that you do in the game have me intrigued. Like doing small little missions while you're doing the main mission inside. It's something that Sarge has talked about in other games as well on GXG when we talk about games. So I like that. But again, I think they've over-convoluted the leveling process, the skill tree stuff.
coming together nicely to generate something totally new. Yes, it looks towards the past for inspiration. However, by mixing this in with the spirit of the titular director's best 80s movies, Toxic Commando has all the makings of my next co-op shooter obsession. It seems the decision to delay it out of its originally planned 2024 release window is
Ooh, I didn't know that. Wait a minute now. So it was supposed to come out in 2024? And now it's coming out in 2026? Ooh. Hold up. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, well, that's good. They worked on it and made it and fixed it. Or they it was broke, buggy, and unfinished, and now they had to change some things, and it still could be broke, buggy, and unfinished when it launches now.
so far paying dividends. As such, I can't wait to slay and spray alongside friends while battling the moldy hordes when John Carpenter's Toxic Commando releases on PC and consoles on March 12th, 2026. Hoorah!
And I can already see it, guys. I can already see it. You and I will play this game, and we'll find a weapon that's just much stronger than everything else, because they haven't tested it. Okay, that's what we're for. And when this gun is OP in a PvE game they will nerf it because it will ruin the game for them. And the developers want you to play this in the long run so they can sell you stuff.
So there you have it, guys, in terms of my early preview thoughts after playing John Carpenter's Toxic Commando for roughly 2 hours across 3 of its most bombastic levels. Are you excited about this one? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. And then, when you've done that,
I'm not excited, but I'm also not writing it off, right? I got to see more because he only played for 2 hours. I want to know what happens 8 hours into the game. What happens then?
Why not leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to the All Out Gaming YouTube channel to stay up to date with even more videos like.
I see this as a game, obviously I think a lot of you will do the same. If this comes on PlayStation Plus, or if it comes to Game Pass, like, it'll be very popular. But I don't think people are going out $70. Is this a $70 game? Is this a full price game, $70? I don't see this doing very well for a $70 video game. Because the problem with this is it's a co-op game. Okay, it's a co-op game. And to sell it and have your buddy, oh, you got to buy this $70 co-op fun. Guess what? Is it $40, Travis? Is it $40? I was just going to say, because there's Helldivers out there for $40, which is a great co-op game for $40. If this is $40, well priced if it's $40. If it's a $70 game, not going to happen. $40, good pricing. Okay, so it is $40. That is a good price for this because that is a much easier sell to be like, hey, you should pick this up as a really fun game we can play once a week or whatever with a group of friends. Good price. $70, no one's touching this game. No one's touching this game. Right? So good to hear if it's $40.
This. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, so there you go. Talking to my mates into Ark was bad enough. If this is $70, yeah, it's supposed to be 40. Let's look it up. We'll look it up real fast, but I trust Travis. We'll look it up though. Toxic Commando price. Upcoming 4-player co-op zombie shooter, Saber Interactive. Let's see. Gonna be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, X, PC. It doesn't show the price. Let's see. Pre-order now. Select edition. Standard edition. $40, $39.99, 100%. That's a good price for that game. $40 is a good price. Or I should say, a fair price. It's a fair price. It's 40, yeah. The game isn't PvP. I know that. $40 would be fair. Yeah, I think $40 is a fair price. 30. Time to talk Luke into this then. I mean, I would wait. I would wait to see when it comes out, if people like it, if it's got a good feel, and if it is, then we could play it in the afternoons. That would be something I would pick up. It'd be more of a sale at $40 to play with you and Luke than it would be just to buy it and play it, you know. If we play it like we did with Arc Raiders and like we did with Helldivers, that $40 price tag is a good price. But then again, $40 right now, it's a year after the game came out. For $35 the next time it goes on sale, I could pick up Space Marines 2 and we could have a co-op game and we could play that as well for $40. I don't have to buy this new, right? I don't have to play this now. There's plenty of co-op games that came out a year ago that I can pick up now for $40 and still enjoy it. Now, to be honest, I would rather play Space Marines 2 than play Toxic Commando. Sweat says, I have to get the PowerPoint presentation ready then. $40, that's like one movie these days. 30, what is your favorite announcement at the Game Awards? Was the Star Wars game in the very beginning? Even though we didn't see any gameplay of it, that's the one I was most excited for. Brett says, I saw Space Marines 2 today. 17 pounds. Was tempted. Travis says, don't you do it. Don't you tempt me saying you're going to be playing Space Marines 2. What I said was I would rather get Space Marines 2 than get this one for the same price. Eclipse says, yeah, get Space Marines 2. That's a better one. Yeah. Remember, guys, you don't have to buy new games. You don't have to buy new games. You can get a game that's a year old, 2 years old, 3 years old that you've never played, and it would be a better deal for brand new games coming out. Titan says 30's excited for a 2030 game. That's it. They didn't show any gameplay, nothing. But I'm excited for that game because I did like KOTOR and stuff in the past, Titan. Yeah, there's nothing really stuck out. We don't know any of the games that are coming out that they showed. They're like, that excited me anyway from the Game Awards. All right. So Toxic Commando. That one's done. Let's see here. Let's do a little small story here, then we'll go talk about Arc Raiders. Okay. The next story, if you guys like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. All right, so Xbox boss reacts to dropping plans for $80 games. Okay. From our point of view, monetization just happens in so many different ways right now. It says earlier this year, Microsoft announced that it would start charging $80 for new games. Well, they put it out there to test the waters out, right? And then they went back on that. Beginning with The Outer Worlds 2, the company backtracked on those plans, however, opting to sell a game for $70 and canceling plans for other $80 games in the future. What happened here? And why does Microsoft think about pricing for its games going forward? Head of Xbox Studio, Matt Booty, told Variety the decision to roll back prices from 80 to 70 came about from listening to player feedback and trying to deliver player value. Oh, well, if you're listening to value, guess what? We don't want to pay $70 either, Booty. Okay? We reacted into last year, and I think for us, the real focus is going to be meeting people where they are. I think there's going to be less focus on what the top line price of games as people start to engage in different ways with games, he said. Now, think about the set price like 50, 60, 70, 80, or more is missing the point, Booty said. There is no one-size-fits-all approach for pricing. The Booty said that the company will continue to monitor feedback as it looks to set prices for games in the future. Well, of course there's a set price, right? If you are charging $80 and your game costs $350 million to make, or you could be the game of the year, Expedition 33, that cost $10 million, swept the awards, and only charged $50. Guess what? AAA companies are freaking the fuck out right now because Expedition 33 just flipped the entire industry on its side. Upside down, basically. Okay? Because they kept telling you that you have to charge $80. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, you have to. Just the rising costs, right? If you're a brokey, you can't play video games. And yet, here we are. The best games that came out this year were all under. Okay? Right? All the big winners were basically under the $60 price tag, let alone the $70, $80 price tag. So from our point of view, monetization just happens in so many different ways right now, and we're going to continue to listen to the feedback from fans. We're going to continue with the balance that we also with needing to run healthy businesses, but right now, our content side, we don't have any pricing updates, he said. You're charging for so many microtransactions and DLCs and everything else. You do not need to charge $80. You do not need to charge $70. You do not need to charge $60. Okay? How does Hello Games make it, guys? How does Hello Games make it? How do they make it? How does Expedition 33 make it? How did Silk Song make it? How did Pal World make it? How did Helldivers make it? How did all of these games that didn't charge $60, $70, $80 make it? It's beyond me, guys. I don't know. Maybe they made a game and sold a game. Maybe they didn't spend $250, $350 million on their video games. Maybe their video game wasn't in development for 17 fucking years like Beyond Good and Evil 2. Or 12 years like Skull and Bones. Right? Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine working for Ubisoft right now. Seeing ex-Ubisoft employees start a studio, make a game for $10 million. Obviously, they made other money off the other side as well. But win all the rewards, make a fantastic game, and you're working for the machine over at Ubisoft, okay? And you guys can't even sell 5 million copies of a game. Okay? Because obviously you're a consumer. We make game, you have to buy it. Okay? Well, Microsoft didn't end up releasing any $80 games this year. The company did hike prices for Xbox fans in other ways. Microsoft jacked up the Xbox console prices and increased monthly cost for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate by a whopping 50%. Okay. Outside of Xbox, Nintendo is charging $80 for Mario Kart, and the company says the game is so much value that it justifies the higher cost. So much value. So much value. I bet you. Okay. Now, Disney Speedstorm, which is a kart racing game as well, okay, is free to play. Free to play. They have 108 characters in that game. Of course, there's microtransactions, and they want you to grind fest through the game, but it's a free to play game, right? They didn't charge $80. That's got way more content than Mario Kart does for $80. These studios, these companies are all full of shit, right? Obviously, value is different for each person. What I value something at $2 is different than someone else, right? Someone will go out and pay $15 for a margarita, right? Other people pay $5 for a margarita, right? Value is different for each person, okay? For video games, when you tell me your game's $80, you better well mean that it's $80 and there's a shit ton of stuff to do. Not a shit stuff to do a year and a half from now, okay? Outside of Xbox, Nintendo is charging $80. Like I said, most of the value justifies for the higher cost. The game is also available a $500 hardware bundle, however. Looking for further out, many of the wondering if GTA 6 will cost when it releases in November 2026. Some people think that it warrants a $100 price tag. You're idiots, by the way. If you think that any game warrants a $100 price tag, you are a problem. You are the problem, okay? GTA 6, God, I hope they come out and just charge us $70, right? It would blow everyone's head up if they charged $60 for their game, okay? Because they'd be like, wait a minute. We have to charge $80 for us. If Grand Theft Auto came out and charged $60 for their single player aspect of their game, everyone in the industry would be like, cover's blown, guys, right? Cover's blown. We have to sell it for that price. The game does not need to be $100 because it's expected to online mode could be the real moneymaker. No shit. No shit. Okay? Yeah. These people that tell you, and then you have the people that regurgitate. They say it needs to be $80. Then you have content creators out there. Well, you got to pay $80 with all the prices that are going up and all the stuff. Shut up. Shut up. Okay? It's because the people that are making the video games are overspending on their thing and they have to make all the money. And not only are they charging $80 for their video game, but they also have microtransactions in their video game as well. Okay? People that defend $100 video games, $80 video games. Oh, it's just going up. It's because of the tariffs. It's the tariffs, guys. Just shut up. Okay? Video games do not need to be $100. They don't need to be $80. You want to spend $100 on a collector's edition because they give you a statue that looks ridiculous like the Metal Gear Solid one earlier this year. By all means, go ahead and spend the $100. But for a video game, digital, by the way, to be $100, get out of here. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Remember, don't pre-order. No day one for a half-ass game. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. No, he said it was before 2030. Yeah, he says sooner. I think the term that Hudson used was sooner rather than later, I think is what he used, if I'm not mistaken. Sarge says, it's a mystery, bro. Yeah, it's a mystery. Travis says, funny you say that, 30, because I see people begging Halo games to start selling stuff. Yeah, because it's been 8 years. 8 years, they just keep giving free stuff. Quintard said, what's going on, Quintard? Says more like you're broken due to having to charge so much for games. Aku says No Man's Sky made it because they said fuck Sony. Travis says 30. Did you not hear about Ubisoft said about Expedition 33? I didn't. What did they say? Head of Ubisoft said Expedition 33 is an exception, not the rule. Games like this may be popular for a little while, but each game will have diminishing return. Does he know that it's a single player game? It's not a live service game. Do you know that? Sarge says, does anyone else find it funny that they're telling you it's a valuable rather than you also finding what is valuable? Eclipse says the last Mario Kart has more content. Argus says Mario Kart World is literally nothing to write home about. It doesn't merit an $80 price tag at all. They just think it's also because they also want Mario is, and the people will buy if anything. Here's the thing. They know it's not $80, hence why they gave it for $50 when you buy an actual Switch. The Switch is the same price, right? The Switch is $450. The game is $50 because that's what it's worth. It's not worth $80. They know the people that are going to buy the game on top of that separate will buy the game for $80, but the game is worth $50. El Dente says, I already pre-ordered and fully paid for the Fate of the Old Republic. Are they taking orders right now, El Dente? Or are you just saying shit? We're taking inflation as consideration. We have to pay $120 for every individual game. That's right. Right. We got to pay now. We got to pay now. Roic says, games should be $60 tops. It only released digitally, but it also has $80 because of the tariffs. Right. Get the fuck out of here. That's exactly right. Right? They tell you market conditions. Right? Yet all the games that are popular, $20, $30, $40, $50. It has nothing to do with bad management and people trying to squeeze out as much money from each individual as possible. It has nothing to do with that, right? Jason says, if you're going to charge me $89.99, then make sure it's a full game on the disc. Cough, Microsoft, cough. Eclipse is like Assassin's Creed. Did you see the discount that it got? Because it's selling so good. That's right. Argus says, or Ubisoft has too many employees, and the benefits for those employees and pay is too high, and they have to let it go of all the people that are genuine creativity because antithesis of making money. That's right. They've got to do the corporate salute, Argus. When you charge $80 for your video game is because your budget of your video game is astronomical. Astronomical. With game prices going up, almost most people will move to a subscription model like Game Pass. Of course they will, Squeaky. And that we've said this before on this. Now, I don't know if you're like new in the channel or you had a different name before. I'm not too sure. But I always say, make the problem, sell the solution. Right? Years ago, I said what Microsoft was going to do. And finally, Microsoft is doing exactly what I said they were going to do. Okay. Where Game Pass was the model. Everyone's like, oh, they're going to do all this other stuff. No, it's a Game Pass is the model, right? Game Pass is the model, and people are bitch. They're like, oh, well, they raised it by 50%, and now it's $30. Well, guess what? Make the problem, sell the solution. If you're going to pay $80 for the next video game to come out this month, or pay $30 and get all these other games for that 1 month, guess what? More people will be like, I hate Game Pass. I'm never going to get Game Pass. Right? And then in the back end, they're going to pay $30 for that Game Pass to get day and date. Because they need their games. Right? Why pay $80 for a brand new game when you could pay $30 for that game for that 1 month? Remember, wasn't it crazy? You look at all the people out there that said that Game Pass was bad, Game Pass was bad, Game Pass was bad, and then they bitched and then exposed themselves when they told you it was bad, and then they told you that they're going to cancel their Game Pass. Wait a minute. You said Game Pass was bad, but now you're telling me you're canceling your Game Pass? So which one was it? Was it bad and you were paying for it? And now you're saying you're canceling it? Which means that you had it before? I see you. I see you. Oh, Squeaky. Is that you? Nice. Good to see you in chat. Most people meaning greater than 50%. Yeah. Pays too high for all the wrong people, including the people that also realistically shouldn't even be in the position of the first place. A lot of these bigger companies have 500, 1,000 employees. Yeah, 100%. Right? Astro says, since April, we've also been buying Game Pass with Microsoft reward points. That's another thing, right? But they also stopped at Astro where you can't get as many reward points anymore. They changed something on the back end because they're like, wait a minute, there's a loophole. We got to close that loophole. I just wish Game Pass commercials weren't disturbing as hell. They're pretty funny. I mean, at least they're getting the point across. You remember them. They have to pay them fools year round. And this is what it costs are so high. Right, $80. Gotta be $80. $350 million price tag on a game. Top selling games this year. $40 and less. Or $50 and less. Pointar says, shh, who needs Game Pass when backlogs of games are stupid high? I bought a game, right? I bought Surrounded on PC. It was on sale. It was $12 normally. It was on sale for $4, right? I bought it. I'm probably not going to play it anytime soon, but I couldn't pass it up for $4. Okay? People go out, you got to be rich to be a gamer. Shut up. Says the person that never gamed when they were young and broke. Yeah. Aku says it's a bunch of hypocrites. All the PlayStation fanboys have Game Pass, but won't admit it. If they have an Xbox, they won't admit they have an Xbox, let alone Game Pass. Remember them? So Uncanny Valley. I'd rather watch the lizard and the elf from Divinity. Titan says $30 subs paying for Game Pass ads. Very true. They're going to announce the ad-free version. Big Mo says you can get a month of Game Pass for $14.30. Last I checked, is less than half for the year. Yeah, you could get the actual cards, the $20 cards still, and you can pay for up to 2 years out. I did that a couple months ago. We're up until May, and they're still selling the cards that you can get right now for less, so you don't have to pay the $30. Argus says the 95% of the games, there is no reason to have anything near 500 employees. A majority of the studios should be 100 people or less. Travis says yes, but then you also have a month of Game Pass. Speaking says, it also could have paid the price for the subscription adjusted for inflation back in 2000 and get all those games I wanted. I would have gladly. Very true. I used to always get a lot of games before I bought them, which I would buy after the fact. I wouldn't buy full price games when I was younger, right? Because I just couldn't afford it, right? My parents both worked 2 jobs, right? We have a lot of games, but we also bought them later down the road. So we'd go to Blockbuster, or we go to a place locally by us down in South Florida. It was called Video Extron, and we would rent video games. We just rent video games, which is what Game Pass is. The difference between Game Pass and Blockbuster or Hollywood or Video Extron is that you pay just for the week, like the 3 days. So you only had a game for like 3 days, and you had to get it back there. And then down the road, you're like, oh, you know what? I played that game, and I liked it. So you go find it, and you go buy it. Use copy at GameStop then. Or Electronic Boutique back in the day. Jason says Game Pass is $1 for the first month for new subs. Oh, did they go back to that $1 for the first month thing, Jason? I know they got rid of it for a while. Mo says I'm back. I'm in until November of what year? 2054. 2054. Mo, you paid out for the next 12 years. Eclipse says CD Keys had it for $11 for Ultimate. You also have to let your Ultimate run out of unsubscribe and resubscribe to use it, which I'm fine with. How much more are you paying more per year now? Calculate. Well, Mo's not overpaying, Titan. I can tell you that. Mo plays so many games. So many games. If he bought every single game that he played, he would be spending way more money. Way more money. Mo plays so many different games. That Game Pass, even at the $30, even though he's not paying the $30, he's paying still $20. It's well worth his. Didn't Sony say Game Pass was sustainable, but yet they have their own version of it? Or wasn't sustainable? Yeah, they said it wasn't sustainable. Travis says, Mo is the dude who tries every sample at Costco, then walks out. I mean, you got to pay to be a member of Costco, so he is paying a membership, which would be okay to try the samples. I'm just saying, Travis. You got to pay. You got to pay to get into Costco. Just saying. That's exactly what you would do. Travis doesn't have a Costco card, so he wouldn't know that. I mean, those hot dogs are awesome. The hot dogs, the chicken. Do you ever get the chicken bake stuff, Eclipse? Those are pretty good as well. Aku says, I play 2 to 3 games on Game Pass per month. That's $210 for games or so. Yeah, it's 100% worth a lot of savings. Think about the price of a new DVD versus how much Netflix is, and people still pay for 3 different movie streaming services. I don't mind not getting the physical game. Yeah, well, a lot of people don't mind paying for the not only one streaming service. How much is Netflix now? Netflix is over $18, right, for just the average one? Is it the price of Netflix? Then you're paying for like Disney Plus, and you're paying. I know they're going up in price again. No, what are we doing? I don't want that. Yeah, it's $7.99 a month, ad free. Standard plan is $17.99. Premium plan is $24.99. That's a lot, man. That's a lot, especially if you're doing multiple streaming services. We had this conversation before that people always said I'm never not going to buy a physical copy of a game, and I always said you will till you can't, right? And you go to stores now, and less physical copies of games are there. Less and less copies of games are there, and they have to get digital. Make the problem, sell the solution. If the 3 companies decide they don't want to make a physical copy anymore, guess what? People will be like, well, then I'm not playing video games. And they still would buy video games because there'd be one game that comes out that would intrigue them and be like, you know what, I'm going to get that. And that would be their gateway drug, basically, to get into video games again with the non-physical copy of it. Yeah, it's good, right? The Costco $5 baked chicken, very good. Very good. Jason says going to Costco is a nightmare. Way too busy these days. You got to pick the right day, Jason. You don't go. You gotta go in a certain time of the day. You don't go in after 5 o'clock when everyone gets off work, right? On a day off, you go early, right? You go before like noon, right when it opens up. Perfect time. You gotta pick the right times. El Dente says what you all need to do is get a cheese pizza, a hot dog, and a chicken bake. Take the cheese, then wrap it around the hot dog, and then shove them in the chicken bake. Oh, look at you. That's that. Look at this. It's like one of those videos El Dente just gave to me. I was this old when I heard this. That's next level. That's like 4D Costco Inception there. I have Disney, HBO, Hulu, but only because I got them bundles for $30. It's what the plants crave. We're not too far. We're not too far off from that world. I only have Amazon Prime for £5. Is that pounds? Is it pounds a month? Yeah, avoid weekends and late hours. Yeah. You can't go to Costco 4:30 and beyond. Yeah, you got to stay away from that. Squeaky says, I won't confirm or deny if I've hit Costco up for a hot dog and free samples for lunch at work. I mean, no judgment here for me. No judgment here for me. When I was younger and I was in high school and stuff, we just go to the mall. We just go around, get the free samples, and then leave. I mean, you do what you do. No judgment here. Euros, thank you. Thank you. Aku says, now, as an exclusive member, you can get in for 30 minutes, an hour before official. Yeah, that's for business. I think it's a business class, right? Pro member, whatever it is for Costco. You get in an hour before. Yeah, an hour before. Travis says, "Hey, 30. I bought you a book for Christmas. It's called How to Prepare Your Human." You didn't buy me anything. Let's be honest, Travis. You're not going to buy me a book. You want to buy me a book? Just hit a subscribe button for 1 month. I'll buy my own book. What do you mean too much carbs? Only carbs are from the chicken bake. You don't eat the pizza dough or the hot dog bun. There you go. All this talk got you hungry? I mean, I'm always hungry. I literally just had breakfast and I'm hungry. Titan says, I didn't know it was pay to win. Yeah, it's pay to win at Costco. Yeah, you can pay for pro membership and you get in an hour early so you don't have to deal with the lines. That's it. Oh, speaking of Costco, anyone that shops at Costco, there's these things that you put in the microwave. They're French croissants with ham and cheese on the inside. Okay. You put a paper towel around it. You put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Perfect. If you want a good breakfast, a quick breakfast, you take an egg, fry an egg, cook an egg, whatever. Put that in the microwave for 1 minute. Take it out. Voila. Full breakfast. Fantastic. Just Enough says everything's pay to win. Executive member, not the business level. I thought it was the pro. Hot croissant pockets. I forget what the actual brand is. I threw away the box. Squeaky says I can pay for Costco membership that allows me to go back the second on free samples without getting the judgment look from the work. Yeah. You can just actually sit there and be like, so how's your day? It's good? Yeah, these are really good. Can I have another one? Yeah. Okay, cool. They're like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah. They'll still judge you. Don't worry about it. They're judging from the inside. All right. The next conversation I want to have, okay, is about Arc Raiders, which we were just having a conversation this morning about Arc Raiders at breakfast, right? It says your bloodlust does not have consequences in Arc Raiders. It says, as a dev confirms, we do analyze behavior and match accordingly. Okay. This is very interesting. Okay. This is very interesting that aggression-based matchmaking confirmed. Now, we don't know if it's actually confirmed, but if it is true, okay, if this is true, this is interesting because if this is the case, then they don't have to answer or add in the PvE mode into the actual game, right? you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5, okay? So your bloodlust does have consequences in Arc Raiders, okay? As the dev confirms, we do analyze behavior and match accordingly, okay? One of the biggest mysteries in Arc Raiders, even proceeding to full release, has been matchmaking works, or how it works. During the beta, there was a talk of gear-based matchmaking system, and it had some players convinced it stuck around. But now the community has decided that the Arc Raiders has a different kind of matchmaking. And now this has been talked about for the last, I don't know, almost 2 months. Because it was before even the game came out, people were talking about it. It says, I've dubbed the aggression-based matchmaking, okay? And it's a phenomenon that players have noticed in quite some time now. And those of who don't engage in PvP get put into a chill lobbies, where players who shoot on sight get placed in a super aggressive lobby, okay? Now, obviously, if you're in a 3-man group and one of your guys is unhinged on your team, okay, where he sees something move, he just shoots it, you're going to be in that algorithm of that. But if you have 3 people on your team that are all not shooting, it would take a couple rounds, but you would be in a 3-man group, passive matchmaking, supposedly, okay? It says, first notice a few weeks ago, for the most part, I had been very chilled in solo lobbies, just going to loot even up the teammates up with strangers that take down bigger arcs. Also a great experience, and the sense of camaraderie has also been unmatched. But then, one of the fateful day, I decided to shoot someone in a solo lobby. I ended up killing them, and my fate was sealed. Okay, but for how long? Okay, it's from here on out, everything changed. It says, I get shot in the back and the head before I even clocked another raider. Gone were my team ups of old. I couldn't even talk to anyone, as the whole lobby was just shoot on sight. Okay, now my experience could be very well just be this alone doesn't prove anything. But after about 15 matches, or refusing to shoot anyone and filling up the survey at the end of the day, at the end to say I didn't enjoy PvP, I finally found the nice lobbies again. I haven't shot anyone since, and so far it's keeping me with the collaborative raiders who rarely engage in PvP. Okay, now we were having actually a conversation this morning, right? And we've had this conversation on stream where PvE guys don't want PvP. Now, obviously, they like the game, so they're going to play what they can, right? But their choices, 9 times out of 10, they don't shoot first. They will shoot second after they got shot, okay? Because they don't want to lose the stuff that they're doing, and they want to be in this PvE realm type of stuff. We talked about this in Sea of Thieves. We talked about this in Fallout 76, okay? PvPers would shoot first, ask questions later type of stuff, because they want what you have, and so much. So the PvPers would be upset if the PvEers left. But this actually changes things, because thank you very much, Aku. So many that you can't be. Desmond DOS, and it shows $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Right. So this changes things with aggressive behavior. If this is confirmed, and people want to be in a PvE server, instead of asking for them to put PvE servers in the actual game, you could just not shoot anybody. And then after a certain amount of matches, it would just put you into a more tamed server. Okay? Which is interesting. Okay? It says, I'm also not the only one who suggests the aggressive-based matchmaking could be a real thing. An Arc Raider YouTuber who goes by Domin actually uploaded a video investigating a truth about matchmaking compared to PvP versus PvE accounts, and found that the behavior in the accounts is so drastically different. If that was all that he said on the subject, I still wouldn't go as far as to confirm it exists of aggression-based matchmaking, but how it seemed to have a strong suggestion that Robert Stallman, art director, Embark, that this is the case. Matchmaking is quite complex, so we do analyze behavior and match accordingly. We actually said this after all the things, because after you do PvP in the game, it asks you at the end of the match, sometimes it says, how did you enjoy the PvP combat? And you're like, oh, okay. So it says, oh, this person likes it. So they'll probably matchmake you more with other people that are in PvP. Okay. Obviously, I don't think that it's going to be, this actually works out because like Summit, remember Summit, those of you that know who Summit is, Summit 1G. Okay. When Sea of Thieves came out, he was playing Sea of Thieves and he would play solos and whatnot, or with a group. And they would constantly, what's going on, Dolphin? He would constantly go shit on people that were playing PvE that had no interest in PvP. They were just collecting their treasure, trying to get back to the fort. And there was this organic stuff that was happening where he would board people, have interactions with people, and would destroy people. Okay. Think about this though. You have no choice in Sea of Thieves. You're in the before Safer Seas, before all this other stuff. You were stuck in the lobby with people that were being very toxic. I say toxic because I don't think they're toxic, but everyone calls it toxic or whatever, right? You have no choice. In this, if you're toxic, you're going to go in another room of toxicity. Okay. Again, when I say toxic, I don't mean it's actually toxic. Okay. I'm saying this is what the other people talk about. Okay. So if you're a PvP player in Arc Raiders, it's going to put you in another lobby with Arc Raiders. Now, Summit himself, if you watched his videos on YouTube, he talks about they need to fix this because of the spawn points and whatnot. But he actually shows you that third party, right? He shoots someone. He knows that someone's coming. It's like bloodthirst, right? And they're all around each other. Then you watch other people that don't shoot anybody at all, and they're all like, boom, bye, right? They're just playing the game. They're having fun, right? I actually kind of proved this a couple weeks ago when I went in with no weapons. I didn't do any weapons whatsoever. Ran around, pretend I was part of the Speranza delivery service. Not one person shot me and killed me throughout the night. 3.5 hours. I was in the lobbies and wasn't getting shot at all. We met really friendly people. People that were shooting people never shot me because I didn't have a gun. We ran into someone that shot the person I was with, but didn't shoot me. Okay. So it's like this weird thing that was happening. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Right. And obviously, because the more I played with not shooting anybody, as the night went on, we didn't get any experience whatsoever of someone trying to shoot us. So even back then, we were thought about it. We're like, well, maybe this is a thing. But we didn't know if it was a thing. Now it seems like it is a thing. Still not confirmed, right? But the art director from Embark says that the matchmaking is quite complex. Okay. So he wouldn't say anything else on the subject when talking about the brand director. Now, Tim Clark, the strategic director, and the subject of matchmaking has been kept quiet for most of the Arc Raiders' life. And I don't think they're going to confirm or deny this, because if they confirm it, then people are going to do what they do, because gamers are going to game. Okay. The only thing that has been shared officially on the subject is that the gear-based matchmaking isn't being used, although many players aren't even convinced of that, right? We're not a stupid bunch of people, okay? Gamers will game, and they will find out what the situation is. They will understand what it is, and it'll be confirmed or not confirmed, but they will know that if you're aggressive and you're put into a lobby of other aggressive people, or if you're being passive, you're being put in we will figure that out, okay? Now, if a person that wants to be aggressive stops being aggressive for just a couple matches and they get tossed into a lobby of non-aggressive people, well, then they can shit on those people, and then they would have like 1 or 2 games that would be fun for them, and then they would go back to the aggressive lobbies type of stuff, right? And if this is the thing, that's what people do. People kind of do this already in battle royales and whatnot, right? Like, they make a new character, so they get tossed into the lower level skill-based matchmaking type of stuff, shit on all of those people, get the highlight reels, and then post that on their YouTube channels and whatnot to make them look like they're better than what they are, okay? So it's sort of like the same thing if it's happening here, okay? If it's happening here, because you're going to figure it out. If you're passive, then you'll be in the passive thing. If this is true, then Arc Raiders and Embark don't have to make a PvE game mode, because we'll figure it out ourselves, and they'll be happy by just being PvE in the realm by being very passive. Okay, it says, I doubt the lengthy confirmation exactly what goes on in Arc Raiders matchmaking system, but Salomon also did, to be believed, it sounds like a good idea to start being nice to one another in Arc Raiders if you never know where you could also you land. All right, so again, if you want to be aggressive and play PvP like the game is supposed to be, by all means. I mean, that's the way the game is supposed to be played. But the people that are being upset about the people that don't want to fight, okay, and if they is an aggressive based matchmaking and they get tossed into the PvE realm, then problem solved, right? Problem solved. If you want to be non-aggressive, then you get put into non-aggressive lobbies. And if you want to be aggressive, you're put into aggressive lobbies. That's the way you want to play the game. That's the way you want to play the game, right? But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there is aggressive based matchmaking in this game? Have you played Arc Raiders yourself? And do you believe that this is happening in the actual game, or is this just a theory? Let me know your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Eclipse says, there you go. Now you can buy your own book. $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Eclipse, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Very nice of you. Very kind. Go on, Dolphin. Dolphin says, at work, already yelled at multiple dumb people. Achievement unlocked. For your day, it says, yelled at dumb people. Achievement unlocked. Congratulations, Dolphin. Drama at work currently, and my supervisor of 17 years didn't get the plant manager position. And the guy's been here a year. It's about to walk out. Oh, wow. How many years has he been there? 17 years. He's about to walk out. Well, you know, that's what happens. Let me scroll back up real fast, see what you guys are saying up here. What's going on, Cybersword? Will we address the Claire Obscure sweeping the Game Awards today? I mean, I did during the last segment when we were talking about $80 video games, Asher. Roic says, so the player tendency matchmaking. That's cool. If it is true, right? If it is true, it is pretty cool. El Dente says, this is bullshit. I play PvE until people frustrate me. So I go to Stella Montes to PvP. Get you. Stella Montes is automatically PvP death show. Single player, duos, trios, it doesn't matter. Brainchild says, wouldn't be able to tell right now because matchmaking is screwed up. Solos put into duos, even trio lobbies. Oh, really? Oh, hold on one second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Them laid our last Christmas. Didn't let our last Christmas. Last Christmas we waited all year, but the dev said sorry next spring, my dear. This year to save us from tears, they promised content. You delayed our gifts this year. Once bitten and twice shy, we logged in hoping it'd arrive. They told us trust us, don't cry, but our hype meter's still barely alive. Last Christmas you delayed our game. Next spring it'll finally come, but we feel the same. This year we're hoping it won't be lame. Last Christmas you delayed our game.
All right. Sorry about that. Had someone visit the house for a second. All right. Let me see where I was. Let's see here. GB the Villa says, yeah, even Battlefield 6 has some kind of manipulation going on. The players I run into after too many wins in a row is really telling. Interesting. Update tomorrow supposedly brings a freezing mechanic as well. Oh, that's what we have to look up. We have to look up the Arc Raiders cold snap thing. Is there a trailer or something that I can look up? Altern says, oh, but I was just crazy. A guy asking for duos, trios, and solo specific queues. Just matchmake the game. We'll put you in a according match. Then they also put me in now. It sees matchmaking is screwed. Interesting. All right, let me see if they have a Arc Raiders cold snap thing. Let's see. Arc Raiders. Hey, did Battlefield 6 outsell Call of Duty? Well, I actually posted something in Discord today showing the sales from like December 6th, whatever, and Call of Duty was number 2 on the list behind Fortnite on Xbox and PlayStation. So I don't know. Battlefield 6 was number 6 or 7 on the list. That's on October. Cold Snap. Let's see what this says. Is this a blog post? Okay. This is the blog post from them. They posted a vid today. All right, well, we'll read this. Okay, it says winter hits the Rust Belt. Okay, Raiders in the winter hits the Rust Belt. Frigid winds carve through the valley of Blue Gate. Blizzards sweep across the abandoned spaceport, and the Red Lakes freeze at the crack. Raiders topside battle as they shiver and stumble and swear. Okay, both that map conditions on December 16th, as the snow rolls in. So will the threats to consider. Your feet will be unstable over a frozen water. Your vision will be compromised, and frostbite is a real danger. During a cold snap conditions, the clock is ticking. The freezing weather will cut your raider down in minutes unless you get indoors or heal up quickly. Bear this in mind when you're engaging other raiders. Getting pinned down in the open is a death sentence during a Rust Belt winter. Okay. Below, it says Flickering Flames event. Below ground, tendencies of the human spirit endurance. Despite food scarcity and rolling blackouts, survive and gather a light candles, swept war stories, and appreciated a little than they have. The Festivals of Flickering Flames is about to begin. The candleberry bush forms a centerpiece of the festivities for Speranza. This hardy plant is versatile, assessed during the winter months. Boiling a berry creates a wax that burns into for hours. Crushing them yields a refreshing juice, but also roots that also make a tea that drives out the tough cold. Candleberries make a hearty stew, warming soups, and also give perfume and soap. While they also weathers the fashion of the festivities decorations, offer Speranza's hit with topside greenery. Speranza needs a lot of them and the candleberry banquets. Speranza will also have other essential items through the winter too. Light and heat sources boost morale and keep Speranza comfortable, giving them the best chance to fight through the spring. We'll see you with fellow Speranzas through the year, most testing month by collecting candleberries for the banquet and also important items. All right, let's see what this is. We'll go here. Flickering Flame.
A celebration of light.
Why won't it... Okay, well, I guess I don't...
Outside, grounds freezing over, days turn short. Up there, light's a fickle thing. Often means someone's in trouble, or that I'm about to be. But sometimes, light shines upon us.
Wanna go together?
Maybe something about these candleberries. It's that time of the year. I guess it makes coming home a bit easier.
I'm nowhere near completing my expedition. Yeah, I'm not too sure what they're going to be doing. You're also not asked to help out for nothing. Raiders got to eat. Candleberries and special items will redeem for Raider tokens, new items, rarity unity items, weapons, cosmetics, and merits. You also gain merits for simply doing the Raiders do best, braving any topside locations and earning XP. Remember, more merits mean more stuff. Are we speaking your language? Okay, Raider deck and goalie. Okay, without the winter update, you're also introducing a second free permanent Raider deck available from the 26th of December. The goalie Raider deck lets you unlock a series of items, Raider tokens, cosmetics as you earn cred topside. The flagship skin is also the new Raider deck. Is also an old world outfit from Speranza have claimed and also worn the world's most fierce, respected gladiators, who's known really. But hey, it comes with pretty cool new hockey stick Raiders tool. Okay. There's also no time to lose. The Flickering Flame event will run from December 16th till January 13th. So put your warmest gear and sit up there. Okay, remember this is cold, no joke. Stay warm, stay alive. Does the actual? I understand when you go outside, you have a certain amount of time to get into indoor spaces. But does it matter what outfit you wear to keep you warm? Is it doing what something like Division did? I don't think it is, right? I don't think it is. I wonder how many people will attempt the Flickering Flame event instead of trying to bank 5 million creds for Expedition. I don't think a lot of people are going to do the Expedition. I think the losing the stuff is too greater than what you receive. Again, if you're a person that's not putting a lot of time in, and you have, let's say you have 20 blueprints right now, and you don't want to lose that blueprint of the anvil, or you don't want to lose the blueprint of something else, you're not going to reset. You're not going to reset because the extra skill points and the extra stash are not beneficial for the people that are not putting that much time in. The blueprints and what you're making, like the guns that you have, are much greater than the actual spaces that you get, because you can unlock up to 280 spaces, right? And I'll be surprised. I don't think a lot of people have the 280 spaces yet, because I think the majority of the people are not be able to play as much as people think they are. No attire is just cosmetic. Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Let me see if they have a... Yeah, that's the other video they already have. Now, I wonder if the arc, as they're flying through the cold, if you're going to see the smoke spewing out of the heat that they're generating. I doubt it, but that'd be a good, interesting detail if they did. Or if they get low enough to the ground, if the snow starts to swirl. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's not a big deal. I'm just asking a question. Fallout Shelter has a new update. Viva New Vegas Fallout Shelter first season is now available on mobile and Steam. It's funny how that game is updating for what the movie is or the show is instead of... Ubisoft is acquiring Amazon Games Montreal March of Giants. It's announced making the return of Rainbow Six Siege original director. I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow. Interesting. You guys already post that? Probably did. No? Nope. There you go. I haven't played in 2 weeks myself, dog. I just been, even this afternoon I can't play. We're building a shed, and I'm like building a room inside of it. So I'm doing like the drywall, I'm doing the mudding. I got to sand today. I had to go back and mud again. So now I got to sand today. I got to paint a prime tomorrow. Then I got to paint the next day, and then I got to drop the floors in. So I'm doing a lot of shit the next couple afternoons. I got Arc Raiders a week ago. Finished the expedition, and I have 1 million banked. I just got to take my extra points and other benefits for the next expedition. Jesus Christ, child. Like, I can't get past the goddamn light bulbs. I'm on page 2. I'm nowhere near completing the expedition. I don't have max. I played a few sessions at night. Get frustrated, needing to delete shit after every round. Yeah, do you have 280 slots opened up, Dolphin, or no? Diablo 4 added Paladin class with the newest season. What days do you go? I play Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and 3 nights. 8 p.m. over on our other channel, 30 and Still Gaming. So it's not on this channel. It's just 30 and Still Gaming. And that's Monday night. Right now we're playing Return to Moria, the Lord of the Rings game, when Aku wants to play. Tomorrow night, if Dupless wants to play, we'll play Fallout 76 Update. And then Wednesday we play Shooting the Shit with Sarge, which is either Helldivers or Star Wars or whatever else we want to play. So, and then I'm on pretty much every night around like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. On like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday and stuff. But not live. I'm only live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, and then Monday through Thursday mornings, and then our podcast on Thursday nights. Brainchild says ESO is doing a full class refresh for all classes. When does that go into effect? When does that go into effect? Yeah, did you see my post the other day? I was sanding the other day, man. I have shoulder issues, right? So like you guys can't you can tell. I mean, this is it. I can't put my arms straight up, right? This is as far as I can go. Like I have problems. Like I feel like I'm one of those bodybuilders, you know, there's gigantic and they can't like scratch their own back. Yeah, I can't do it unless I move, right? I have like just shoulder issues. So like sanding the ceiling and stuff, I'm in fucking excruciating pain when I'm doing it. But I gotta get it done, right? I gotta get it done. Well, let's see. Brain, where is it? I got 5 light bulbs I can give you. I mean, I'll take them. I don't know what the next page is. Let's see. I prioritize stash space because I know I'm a hoarding. I hoard everything. I'm a hoarder. Any game that you can collect stuff, I'm a hoarder. I have a problem. I know. Starting next week, I think the first class is a Dragon Knight. Ooh, okay. All right. Roic says, I like how people are upset with the last epoch for charging for a new class for like $10, $15. Sell the new class, but giving the expansion for free. But AR okay with D4 selling the entire expansion for 40 or 90. Yeah. Well, you know, what are you gonna do? Argus says, my work is all blue collar, unfortunately. Wears my ass out all day. I have plenty of issues. Once I hit your age as well, it's inevitable. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not bitching about it, by the way. Right? It's just that when I'm doing the stuff, it fucking hurts, especially doing a ceiling. And you know what's funny? I have a pole that I can do the walls and stuff, like the up high, so I don't have to get up on a ladder. But when you're down on the ground and you're doing a wall, the angle, you know, is easier than when you're up on a ceiling. Because the same angle, you can't drag a thing across like this. You got to like get over here and then and then scrape it this way. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really hard for someone that has no motion for my shoulders. I'm 208. I'm the same. 280 stash. I'm constantly deleting stuff. And my biggest problem with Arc Raiders is not the stash space, but it's let's say I have, I don't know, microwave or toaster ovens, right? And I'm like, oh, these are junk. So I get rid of the toaster ovens. And then right as I get rid of the toaster ovens, I go to the next page or the next thing. It's like, you need 5 toaster ovens. And I'm like, son of a bitch, right? So now I'm just kind of like hoarding everything, at least one stack of everything. I'm like, maybe I'll need it. That's my biggest pet peeve with Arc Raiders, is that as soon as I get rid of something, I'm going to need that thing. That's what I hate. Dolphin says, I feel obligated to put some time into D4 because I paid $90 when the first came out. Put it on Game Pass and fucked me. Well, that's why you don't buy brand new games right away, Dolphin. Just Nub says, man, I pulled my arm picking up the kid the other day. Oh, I hate when stuff like that happens. This morning I stood up. I stood up out of bed and I hurt my left leg. I don't know what I did. It almost feels like it's a bruise. I stood up. I heard a pop. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, ah, shit. Like, how did you break your leg? Did you get hit by a car? Did you fight off 10 guys with a baseball bat? No, I stood up out of bed. Yeah, stood up out of bed. Jesus. Now I know it's valuable. I can confidently delete stuff. I get yelled at by surgeons all day at work, so maybe the attributes to my bloodlust and arc rate. Yeah, get your anger out. You're like, you know what? That person that yelled at me today, I'm taking it out on this guy. 87416, you're going down. Rogue says getting old sucks. I can't eat like you used to. Oh no, I figured that out. At 47, I'm starting to get a little gut on me. I gotta start going on a little diet. For sure, I'm almost a guys. Once you hit 40 or 50, that's when all the physical issues surface the most. Yep, I'm right there. Right on the cusp. I'm right on the cusp. But Dog says, who buys brand new games? I mean, we did. We did for Arc Raiders. The clip says, yep, last week I woke up and was cranking my neck. Yep. You know you're getting old, Eclipse, when so basically I went to go visit my mother-in-law. We forgot our pillows. Like what I sleep on every single day. And my wife goes, I was like, well, there goes my neck. I go, there goes my neck. And the next day I woke up and my neck was so goddamn stiff. I was hating life. I almost thought about driving 3 hours north to pick up my pillow just to drive 3 hours back just so I could sleep. That's how dedicated I am. All right, Brainchild. Talk to you later, man. Dolphin says, here's a bottle of Advil. Thank you much for the $4.99 for Advil. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Cyberswords, I wake up with a sprained knee in the back of all time after sleeping. Old people problems. Yeah. You should videotape yourself to see what you did in your sleep. Argus says, a couple more weeks to 2 years. Thank you very much for the 23 months. 23 months support. Appreciate you. Just Enough says, after 30, you get random pains for no apparent reason. That's it. But Dog says, turned 40 last week, and now I feel like I've been in a car crash. True story. I'm 47 now. When I was 40, on my birthday, I stood up out of bed and collapsed. My legs just gave out. For whatever fucking reason. It just happened, dog. I was like, what the hell? Hence why I am building a gym. Because it's my goal to get into shape. A shape. I don't know the shape, but a shape. So I don't have these problems as I get older. I'm not looking to get buff or ripped. I'm just looking to keep my body in a frame of mind where I don't hurt standing up. I see my parents, I see my wife's parents, how they move, and they've never worked out. And I was like, I don't want to be like that. So hence why we're building a gym and we're staying in shape. Cybersource says, a random sneeze can ruin my whole weekend at 49. I feel that. I feel that, Sword. Yeah, the warranty was up, Kraken. The warranty was up on my knees. Drummond, we talked about it in the very beginning of the show. I think because we talked about High Guard. High Guard had this like the one more thing at the end of the show should have been something big. Should have been like the Star Wars game. Should have been Divinity, right? Should have been one of those trailers. Now, I think the way it started, I think it should have started with Star Wars and ended with Divinity. That's what I think it should have been. I think starting with Star Wars was awesome. Ending on High Guard was... It should have been... I don't care if it's ready. They should have showed Elder Scrolls. They should have showed Divinity. They should have showed another big game at the very end, not High Guard from a brand new studio that no one gives a shit about. Mr. Z says, don't worry, 30. You will still see issues. Oh, I know. It's just about maintaining. When I get up in the morning, I'm like, if you're grunting, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? If you're grunting, you got to do something. Stretches, like whatever. Twiggy says, I worked out hard early on, and now I'm feeling in my 30s. Imagine you get an email, your knees have expired. Please pay to extend. We're not far off from that. Cyborg Nation, we're about to start that. I mean, we already have people with prosthetic legs and stuff like that are better than what we have, you know? Making payment plans on their hand and arm and stuff. 100%. Aku says, come on, work at FedEx with me, 30. Been doing that while I do applications to fly. That's a tough job, too. I mean, just changing what I've done, right? We used to sit down and do the show. We've been standing for 2 years now. We've been standing for 2 years. My back is phenomenal. It feels so much better than sitting down. Water says, if I come down to Florida, I'm training you, 30. FYI. You'll be sore that day after, but you'll become stronger, faster, and smarter. Are you coming to Florida? Are you coming to Florida, Water? This goes out to anybody that's in chat, longtime people that have been here. If you ever come to visit, you ever go to the parks, Universal, SeaWorld, Disney World, you come to the Orlando area, you let me know. I'll be more than happy to hang out with anybody, go to dinner, get a coffee, whatever. You let me know. I've been trying healthy for the last 2 months. Late granola, broke my tooth, started walking in football, did my back and leg in, feeling it. I should just be a potato. Wait a minute. You were trying to be healthy the last 2 months. I ate yogurt and granola, broke my tooth on the granola, started walking, playing football. I did my back and leg in. Oh my God. Here's the problem though, dog. You probably thought you're like 20 years old and you're like, I'm just going to juke like this. And all of a sudden you're like, and that was it. You're done. You can't overdo it. You're not 20. Once you have a gym, you'll be blaming your working out for all your pains. Probably, but I work on a farm as well. Like I do a lot of manual labor stuff. Sword. Speaking of Cyborg Nation, no law game looks interesting. Cyberpunk aesthetics. What game was that? I don't remember seeing that. To visit, Sweat, or to move? Yeah, anytime you guys come down, let me know. Had too many Guinnesses already. Monday before noon. Oh shit, it's noon. I gotta get going soon. So that's gonna do it for today. We talked about a couple different topics today, as we do every single day. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. Give you my thoughts and opinions on news stories. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I do appreciate you very much. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, for some video games tonight over on 30 and Still Gaming. We'll be back tomorrow for the Daily Grind at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll be back on Wednesday for the Daily Grind, and then Thursday is the last GXG of the year. The GXG podcast, if you missed it, it's on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. This is the last one for 2025, and then we'll be back on January 1st for the first episode. I think we're doing, is it season 12? Jesus Christ. Season 12 of the podcast, which is just absolutely crazy. From the creators of Ascent. Oh, I liked Ascent. So it seems like the Ascent game they wanted to make, they used a lot of models of the game. What is it called? Let me look it up real quick. What is it called? What did Waterbear say? It's No Law. No Law.
Fort Desire, a city that don't belong to
Oh,
anyone.
we saw this.
But everyone wants a piece. No laws, no oversight. Just the jungle creeping back in. Both the vines and the people. The mayor stepped in where the government couldn't. Said the city needed order, and they'd be the ones to bring it. Keeping the peace on their terms. I walked away from it all. Kept my hands in dirt instead of blood. But
Sounds good,
desire
Squeaky.
is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go.
Yeah, the Ascent was awesome.
It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in
Is
my
this the same
way,
type of game, or is it first
every
person?
last one of them.
Oh, it's first person.
They're gonna learn something real simple.
It does sound like Mel Gibson a little bit.
You reap what you sow.
When does that come out? Plan to release date, not to be announced. Okay. Or to be announced. Not to be announced. It's a dropkick sim. Yeah, I love Ascent. It was great. If you guys never played Ascent, go play that. That's a fantastic game. I don't think I ever played the DLC of it. You had to redo the whole game to play it? Yeah, I definitely didn't do the DLC then. All right, chat. That's it for me. I appreciate it very much. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what game I'm playing tonight. We might be playing just Lord of the Rings: Return of Moria if Aku is available. If not, I'll figure it out before we go live. You can join our Discord. Our Discord is free for everybody that comes in. If it opens up if you're a member of the channel to other different categories and whatnot, but everyone can join our general and submit stories and whatnot. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or afternoon. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Dashing through the quest on my favorite RPG. Loot drops all the way. What will I get today? Epic sword and under the tree.